Welcome. My name is Melinda Hart. You are watching Stamping with Hart. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up. And tonight we are going to be making these two cards here using the Stylish Sketches stamp set. And this is a Sale-a-Bration stamp set. So I'll be talking about this in just a minute. But if you are watching live or in the replay, I would love to hear from you. Be sure to say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have the Stylish Sketches stamp set. There are so many different Sale-a-Bration items to choose from. So any information that you want to find about the projects that I make, you can find either here or on my blog at stampingwithhart.blogspot.com. The Sale-a-Bration brochure, I want to talk about this first. So I'm going to show you guys my fall card class. I actually was not able to photograph and have all the cards ready prior to opening registration. And I don't usually show all 6 cards, but I am going to show you what you're going to get in the class tonight. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm going to be showing that in just a minute too, but let me go over this first. So Sale-a-Bration is still happening. This is the last month for it this year. So it's going to end on August 31st. So if there is anything that you have been wanting to get with the Sale-a-Bration brochure, now is a great time to do that. And I can't even believe that I'm saying to you that it's the 11th of August. And I know I've been saying this to you all summer, but I really feel like time is just moving so quickly. So if you open the Sale-a-Bration brochure, basically, if you spend $50 or $100 before tax or any combination of that, $150 to so on and so forth, you will qualify for Sale-a-Bration rewards. And they have level 1 and level 2 rewards. So I am using the Rings of Love paper, which had sold out. It actually came back. So the Rings of Love paper, I'm actually using that as a layer on our duck card here. This is a level 1 reward. And then I'm also using Stylish Sketches tonight, which is also a level 1 reward, and it's still available as far as I know. So if you guys have any questions about that, let me know. So if you spend $50, you can choose this as your stamp set, or you could choose designer series paper, or you can, if you want to spend $100, this is a level 2 reward, and you could get that for free. These are gone. The tree lot dies are gone, but Stampin' Up did add additional items. This is also gone. I don't know if that ever came back or not. I don't think it did. Let me know in the comments if you guys know if that did. This is a host stamp set, so if you place an order of 300 or more, you would automatically get that added to your order, whether that was a party order or just for you. And then we also have our Making Plans collection promotion as part of Sale-a-Bration. And I really do want to point this out and mention this too before we get started with our cards. So if you are interested in joining Stampin' Up, if you are interested in getting the hobby discount, getting first access to catalogs and products, things like that, those are all benefits of joining Stampin' Up. You don't have to have a business, but if you are interested in a business, what better way to get started than with the Making Plans collection? You can get organized for Q3 and Q4. But yeah, so if you spend $99, you're actually going to get $125 worth of product that you can choose. You're also going to get the Making Plans collection for free, which is an 18-month planner. It has all of the inserts, weekly layouts, a monthly layout for each month, runs through December 2023. There are stickers. There are 3 different notebooks and a stamp set that will live on even after this planner. You can use that with whatever you like. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. But let me go ahead. I didn't print out the extra Sale-a-Bration rewards, but they now have the brushed metallic cardstock. They have the silver foil cardstock. They have a couple of embossing folders that you can choose from. There are different things that you can check out. So just something to be aware of, that is still happening now. And if that's something that you want to, get some free product when you're shopping, this is the time to do it. So these are the cards that we're going to be making in our live tonight. But let me just go over quickly my fall card class. And I'm really sorry that I didn't get a chance to show these beforehand. So these are the two cards we're going to make now, but I do want to just kind of go over my fall class. Okay, so this is going to be my fall card class. It's the Rustic Harvest online card class. I have registration open now. If you need information, you can either message me or email me. I just sent a link out in the email if anybody needs to see it. But registration is open until the 14th for this. So this is one of the cards. Okay, there are actually 6 of them. So you will make these 6 cards in the Rustic Harvest online card class. And I don't usually show all 6 cards. I usually kind of do like a sneak peek of a couple of the cards, but I don't usually show them all. But these are what the cards look like for the Rustic Harvest class. So you would get card kits to create all 6 of these cards. And let me see if I can lay this out in a way that you guys can actually see it, or that you can see them all, hopefully. So we have that here, but you also get product. So you would get the leaf label and amber gem combo pack as part of your class. You will also get a roll of the gold shimmer ribbon. This is the 3/8 inch shimmer ribbon. That would also be part of your class. And then you're going to get 6x6 quarter pack of the Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper as part of your class. So, and of course this would be new. Mine's open, but yours would be new. So you would get this in product. You would get all of these card kits pre-cut. It does include envelopes. So all you would have to do is stamp and assemble your cards. So if you guys have any questions about this class, let me know. Registration for this is open until the 14th. And I'm happy to answer any questions or get you the link if you need it or any of that lovely information. So just wanted to go over that quickly because I hadn't had a chance to do that. I'll update the information, as soon as I can and get that information out on my email as well. So if you aren't already on my email list, be sure to, sign up if you can, because that is where I announce everything first. And then here, I just wanted to show you, I am going to have pops of this glimmer paper as part of that Rustic Harvest class. So I'll be using elements of the gold glimmer paper and of the very vanilla paper. So again, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Add-ons are available, but not necessary. But I will be using the bundle that goes with the Rustic Harvest suite. So I really did want to stick with that as much as I could. Okay, so these are the cards that we're going to make tonight. I am going to be doing some heat embossing. So I'm going to focus on the fox card first. So we're certainly going to need our, we're going to need our stamp set. We're going to need our Versamark ink. We are going to be using our Versamark ink. You're going to want to use your heat embossing powder. I'm going to be using white. Now, just a disclaimer, I cannot find my white heat embossing powder anywhere, so I had to use a different kind tonight, but it's here somewhere. Story of my life, right? And then we're also going to be using the watercolor pencils, and you're going to need your heat tool for this. Okay, I'm going to switch over into voiceover mode now because this part of the tutorial is pretty straightforward. But what we're going to do is some heat embossing. So if you haven't tried heat embossing yet, this is definitely something that you're going to want to try. I am using an anti-static tool called the Embossing Buddy, which helps prevent the powder stick anywhere except for on the ink, the Versamark ink. So if you have fingerprints on there, the powder will tend to stick. So the embossing buddy helps to prevent that. So I always recommend giving just a quick sweep of that before you start stamping with your Versamark ink. So your Versamark ink, this is like almost like a sticky texture ink, and it lasts a little while, like it stays wet for a little while, so you have some time, meaning that if you are doing background stamping, you can stamp, you know, as many images as you want before you go ahead and put your powder on it. So I could not find my white embossing powder from Stampin' Up, so I had to use a different kind, but you know, the concept is the same. Just a heads up that the container looks a little bit different just because I couldn't find mine. I was using it when I was creating my samples for my class, and I think it might be in a different room than where I usually have it. So at this point, I know that a lot of people will use a paintbrush, like a dry paintbrush, that they designate just specifically for brushing away embossing powder if you do happen to have any flyaways or if it is sticking anywhere that it shouldn't be. And then once you get your heat tool going, the minute you start to see this cook, you know, once you start to see that change to a bright white, you can just immediately move on to the next section. You don't want to leave your heat tool on it for too long. For those of you who have been heat embossing for a long time, you know the magic of this, and it moves pretty quickly once your heat tool is you know, heated up and ready to go. So I did a little bit of rotating just so that I didn't burn my fingers. But I did want to mention that if you like that Rustic Harvest suite, they do have this, it's sort of like a combination pack of tools for embossing. There's a tray that will catch and funnel your embossing powder right back into the container, or whatever container you designate for it. It also has an embossing buddy and tweezers so that you don't burn your fingers. I am dying to get my hands on that, and I hope to do that soon. Okay, so for the next part of this, we are going to use our watercolor pencils, and this is the watercolor pencil pack that has like those primary bright colors, and I'm using pumpkin pie, and on this particular layer, we're only going to use pumpkin pie. We're going to keep it nice and simple. You don't have to do any fancy coloring for this. It's allowed to be, you know, a little bit sketchy. It's allowed to be imperfect. The concept is just to give a pop of color to those foxes that are going to be in the background of your card. They really pop. It really stands out. And, you know, it's one of those things where it's sort of that classic look, great fall colors. And because Stampin' Up! Really did include black in their fall theme this year, that was something that I just sort of carried over into these cards, but you could do whatever color theme you're most comfortable with. And this is the leaf label. I am using my Memento Tuxedo black ink. We're only going to do a partial stamp here of our fox, and we are going to color him in again. And I am going to do an overlay with the Grateful stamp. Now, Stylish Sketches, which is a free Sale-a-Bration stamp set that you earn when you spend $50 before tax with Stampin' Up! Through August 31st. That is a choice that you can make. You have other options, but if you do choose this stamp set, it has beautiful images, as you can see here, but it does not include sentiments. So I decided to add the Grateful sentiment from the Cottage Wreath stamp set, but you could choose whatever sentiment that you have, you know, in your collection. And I like Grateful because that just goes right along with that sort of fall theme. So here I am layering on the layering circle dies here. We have a regular circle in that beautiful, very vanilla glimmer paper. And then we also have a scalloped layer in pumpkin pie, which coordinates with that card base. So we're just going to start gluing our layers down now. I chose the black and white side for this particular panel. I just thought it stood out a little bit more than if we did one of the fall color patterns. But again, that is definitely a personal choice, and you can do what you think is best. I think that those foxes would look gorgeous, whether you did pumpkin pie or Cajun craze, even Mango Melody if you wanted to, you know. But there's just something about that crisp look of the black and white that I think just really makes this card kind of jump off of the screen. Yeah, that's kind of how it felt when I was making it. So here, I just love that little specialty element of the glimmer paper in the very vanilla. It's subtle on screen, but I'm telling you, when you see that glimmer paper in person, it is gorgeous. And I will have a full list of the products used on my blog, and I will have a link in the description box below if you are interested in going to my blog to see the shop list. I always make sure that my shop list includes the host code. So if you do spend more than $50 in the online store using my host code, you will also get a free gift from me in addition to getting your free Sale-a-Bration rewards from Stampin Up. And if you have any questions about that, you can either direct message me or email me. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Okay, so that's card number 1. And you can see that we did mimic that, fox on the leaf image, and we colored it in with pumpkin pie just one more time. Nice, simple, but just such a nice way to repeat the image and really maximize using that stamp for this particular card. I think that this is going to make a beautiful set of cards. All right, and then we're going to head into our next card now, which features the ducks. I was really hoping that I could get that third card done with that third image that they had of the gourds, but I didn't quite make it. So we're going to focus on the ducks for our second card for today's video. But you could do the same exact layout and theme and all of that with the gourds stamp from Stylish Sketches as well. Okay, so we're just repeating this process. Everything is the same. The only difference is that we're using the duck stamp, and we're also using Evening Evergreen cardstock instead of the basic black. So I think that this is definitely in that family of fall colors. Evening Evergreen is one of my favorite colors, one of the favorite ink colors that have ever come out from Stampin' Up. And I am just doing that repeat, stamp pattern here. And one of the differences with this set is that I'm actually bringing in a decorative stamp from Hello Harvest, just a little sort of filigree looking stamp, to fill in some of that blank space in between the ducks. I just felt like it needed a little something extra. Our fox stamp was quite large, but there is a little more space with our ducks. So I decided to just experiment with that, but you could use whatever background stamps you like to go with Stylish Sketches. I just thought it was a really fun pattern. And so I'm just putting that powder away. It's definitely good to get that off of your work surface so that you don't have any, super big messes. And then we're just going to go ahead and heat set this as well. Now, I will say that the ducks do use more watercolor pencils than the first one. So the first one was really just only the pumpkin pie for the fox. But since we have a boy duck and a girl duck, we are going to add some different colors there. So as I'm sort of heat setting all of the white, let me just go through the colors really quickly that we're going to do for the ducks. For their feet and for their duck bills, we are going to do the pumpkin pie again. And then for the girl duck, we're going to do brown all over. So that's going to be the early espresso pencil. And we're starting with the lady duck. So you'll see me coloring all of those all at the same time and just kind of going through this in steps since we have the same image that we're coloring over and over. Definitely wanted to keep that consistency. For the male duck, what I decided to do was for his chest, I did brown. For his wing, I did basic gray, just because I didn't have sort of like a lighter brown to go with that. And then I just did a little bit of white on that one part of his neck where the white would be. And I let the Evening Evergreen cardstock be the green portion of his head. And then here you can see me coloring in those, the feet and the legs of the ducks in pumpkin pie. So again, really basic coloring here, really not being very careful, just sort of getting that pop of color on there. It's going to add to our background. I'm not wetting these watercolor pencils. These are really just acting as pencils and coloring for this particular project, but you could certainly do this as a watercolor technique if you would want to. I think that that would be a really beautiful look with the watercolor paper. And our annual catalog, Stampin' Up! Does sell watercolor products, the water painters, the Fluid 100 watercolor paper, if that's something that you would like to do. But here I'm just finishing up with those sort of gray wings, and it just kind of gives some dimension to our background there. It really helps it to pop when you start adding in those different colors. So for this part now, again, this is just going to be a partial stamp. And what I wanted to do was stamp hello first, top center, and then place the heads of my duck directly under the hello sentiment. That kind of helps me center it. Now I'm repeating the same color pattern. So early espresso for our lady duck, early espresso for the chest of the male duck. I am adding in Old Olive for his head at this point, since we're working on a different sort of color palette now. And then again, Pumpkin Pie for the duck bills, and then just a little bit of basic gray. And I really wanted to kind of set those ducks apart. I didn't want all of that brown to be too blended. So I did do an outline around both ducks of the white pencil. And I really think that that just helped to kind of add some dimension and help that image pop a little bit, just kind of set a slight difference between that background and then the foreground with the two ducks. So this is Rings of Love paper in that sort of timber pattern, like it looks like sliced timber. And you could do either side, just whatever you would prefer. I thought this went perfectly. With my first card, I did Occasion Craze card base, but with this one, I did Pumpkin Pie because when I was getting ready for this video, I cut 2 card bases out of 1 piece of cardstock. So this way you can kind of get a feel for both colors. And then we're just going to go ahead and use dimensionals to pop up both our circle and our ducks on the leaf in this one. And I'm going to finish with the amber gems. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe if you like crafting tutorials. I do different crafting tutorials each week. Now, I know that many of you love Paper Pumpkin on this channel. You guys know how much I love it. I do alternates every month. I cannot wait to get my August kit, but there is some really exciting news with the next few months. Paper Pumpkin just today released an image of the next 3 months of kits. So September, October, and November. September's kits is going to be a treat box kit for Halloween, and October and November are Christmas themes. I'm going to pop a picture right here so that you guys can see that. I don't know if Paper Pumpkin has ever done a release that far in advance, where we were able to get sort of a sneak peek of the next few months of kits, but I can tell you I was absolutely thrilled to see it. So if you don't already follow me on Facebook, or if you aren't already on my email list, those are the first places where I share any information that I see coming out from Paper Pumpkin or from Stampin' Up. Now, I promise you, even though September's kit is going to be a treat box kit, I will be doing alternate card ideas with it. If you like Halloween, September's kit is going to be for you. It looks gorgeous. And then, of course, if you like to do Christmas crafting and you like to keep it really affordable, or don't forget Paper Pumpkin as a gift option, because it's a really affordable gift. It's the gift that keeps it going giving, because you can make all those different cards in there. You don't have to worry about pre-designing anything. Everything's already done for you. Those kits are all inclusive, which means everything that you need to make the projects in the box are already in the box for you. And if you have any questions about that, you can let me know. I'm just going to repeat one more time about prepaid Paper Pumpkin options. Maybe not everybody knows about that, but because we are in Sale-a-Bration, if you purchase the prepaid option at 3, 6, or 12 months, you will qualify for Sale-a-Bration rewards. And then you will be, you'll have either 3, 6, or 12 months that you can redeem, and you can get the September kit, the October kit, the November kit, and you've already gotten a sneak peek as to what that looks like. Okay, so I'll wrap it up about Paper Pumpkin. What I decided to do at the end of my video, I got a question from somebody if they could see the Rustic Harvest online card class cards just one more time, because when I'm live on Facebook, it's people can't rewind or fast forward unless it's a replay. So when I'm live, sometimes I'll get a question, if I could show something again. So these are the 6 cards that you are going to make in the Rustic Harvest online card class that I am having. All of the pieces are pre-cut and packaged. All you have to do is the stamping and the assembly. It does include envelopes. It also includes some product, which I think I'm going to be bringing out here in a minute. You get a quarter pack of the Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper. You get a bolt of the Gold Shimmer 3/8 inch ribbon. That's actually available. It's a returning favorite from the holiday catalog, or the mini catalog, I should say. There's that quarter pack of paper. And then you also get the leaf label and amber gem combo pack. So really warm, cozy, fall, rustic colors, total feel and vibe. You know, you have different sentiments with the Hello Harvest bundle, like, hello, you are such a blessing. Have a wonderful day. You know, you are missed, things like that. So, and of course you can bring in whatever sentiments you want or whatever stamp sets you want, but I will be using the bundle for Hello Harvest, which means I will be pre-cutting some pieces like those pumpkins and the sort of filigree leafy look. So if you have any questions, or if you want information about the Rustic Harvest online card class, you can reach out to me. You can DM me, you can email me, you can leave me a comment, and I can get you the information. What I wanted to point out here is you can see the original Designer Series paper versus how I colored it. So that is one of the things I will be featuring in this class, is if you really truly love those rich fall colors, there's ways that you can color this paper to just even bring out the artwork even more. And I really thought that that was a beautiful element. And again, registration ends for this online card class on August 14th. So if you could contact me before August 14th, and then I will close the class, place the order, and start cutting everybody's kits. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. Those are the 6 card kits. I really appreciate you being here. Like, subscribe, share. That's how I know and how YouTube knows that you enjoy seeing these videos. And I'll be sure to make more like it if that is the case. And be sure to stay tuned for the next video. I have lots of different ideas on this channel, including several fall card videos. And if you guys are interested in a Thanksgiving card class, please, please, please leave me a comment and let me know. I know that that's not necessarily a classic card class to have, but I've been hearing from you that you guys like making a good number of Thanksgiving cards, and I would love to do a class if you're interested. All right, have a great night. Bye-bye.